Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be lightly reflecting on my time in these two games and the challenge they provide, Pseudo-Regalia and The Big Catch. Am I good at these games? No. I'm toast. I have no hands. This kind of stuff's done with my mind. I guess that means my mind is weak, but let's push that crisis off to another time. Challenging games. I say I want it, then it arrives and I'm reminded I'm bad at these games. It's a sad reality. Anyway. In a world where games go out of their way to provide the most obvious path available, or signposting, as the internet knows it, I think, it's nice to see games that respect and challenge the player, reminding us that there's a sense of accomplishment awaiting us if we learn the game's mechanics. Now, I had to remember how to use those parts of my brain. So much time has passed without needing to use any of my critical thinking skills. And it showed. Of course, you won't see any of this because editing's a great way to make me look like a god at these games. But I'll show you a little bit. It took me an embarrassing long amount of time to complete some of these sequences. For example, I was lost here without my full kit, just to have someone who has already beat the game join me on a call and laugh at my inability to see anything. To quote them, "Where are your pants? How did you get here? Are you okay?" The answer was right outside the starting area. Or here, when I was overthinking the Big Catch tutorial, 10 minutes. 10 minutes attempting to fly across this gap, losing what little mind I had left trying to cross this when the game was so obvious in the player direction to wall run. Like I said, I'm bad at these games. But I still played through these gems and enjoyed every second I wasn't fighting myself. Both of these games have responsive controls that allow for player expression and exploration, both serving as movement sandboxes. The Big Catch throwing you against spires and complex structures around the desert, while music tickles your ears. Now, it won't hold your hand while you sit there planning and testing how to navigate each structure, allowing you the space to uncover the answer and solve each encounter, or you can leave and come back when you have some more wins under your belt. Where Pseudo-Regalia is a bit more clear in the method you can solve the platforming puzzles, but it allows those of us who are stubborn to sequence break and navigate the looping world without the skills that would make it easier to traverse. That's not to say it's without its challenges. They give you a map, but the game demands that you carve a little spot out of your mind and hold each room and the puzzles that lie within them. Otherwise, you will circle back time and time and time again, missing or ignoring the solution. When I unlocked the wall riding ability, I was hyped at first. This would allow me to navigate all sorts of places, but then I realized that I didn't remember where any of those puzzles were. That's on me, but low-key sucked getting lost again, burning time looping through rooms I didn't need to explore anymore. That said, it was interesting to see how the new abilities changed each room. The level design seemed very intentional, and that was awesome, making the quote-unquote hard jumps trivial. Now let's talk about the reward for this challenge. You know, the fun bit. Like I mentioned earlier, once I got out of my own way and got good, these games showed their beauty. It became clear to see why these titles have such positive reviews. Just for Pseudo-Regalia, don't scroll on the community page. You've been warned. Anyway, these two titles are already loved by the communities they've formed, and for a reason. The movement within these two games are, from my experience, without issue. Pseudo-Regalia and The Big Catch are fantastic momentum-based platformers. Should you give them the time, these games reward your effort with sequence breaks and hidden treasures, and all sorts of other goodies. And when you finally best the puzzle or nail that jump, oh, the scream I let out, peak! Now some of you won't have that, and for different reasons. Some of you have listened to this and deduced that this is a skill issue, and you've had no issue with these games. Show off. And some of you won't play it because it could be hard. I invite you to try them. It has opened a new game category to me, and the excitement that comes with that is a fantastic experience. Also, why do these games have such good music? Probably make you feel good when you miss the jump for the 90th time. It's all nostalgic for games I haven't played. The tones and bops are so familiar and exciting. The same thing happened in Rolling Rascal in my last video. My point being, if you want to play a game that knows their identity and knows they're a video game, go back to the days where developers respected your puzzle solving skills and let you explore their creations, these two games are fantastic gems within Steam's labyrinth. As always, the links are below, and while you're down there, push some buttons. Till next time, I'm going back to bed.